being there and every machine had a memory, everything, all the files full of papers. Oh my gosh, to have to go through all of that and destroy most of it. I know what it feels like to do what you did today, and you know, it'll be all right. It don't feel good, Bob. It just doesn't feel good. So I feel for you. It'll be all right, and you just look ahead. That's why I tell my just look ahead. But at night when I go to sleep, I'm back there again. I'm back there, and the place is still there, and I'm working there at night, and I wake up, oh. So I hope that doesn't happen to you. Yeah. Oh, all right. Hello, Jay and Jeff and John and Ron and that's I don't know who else I've heard so far since I've been up here. There's a lot of QRS from the band's kind of long, and so we're getting. There's someone on 3870, there's someone on 3875, and then I'm listening in that little space right between 3870 and 3872. There's a little place where I can kind of sneak in and hear. So I'm doing that, and we'll see what things happen as we progress through the net. But Ron, please give me the list, and we'll kick things off. KD6VWSKF6SYD.
W6YHA.
Hi, George. I don't know what happened to Ron. I don't hear him, so I'm wait and listen for him.
Yeah, I was just writing George's call down. All righty then, when I retired from the machine shop, the only thing I had to do was pack up all my tools, roll away, and that was a little bit of paperwork stuff. You guys are a little bit bigger load to deal with. All right. The list is, first on the list is IRZ, Jeff, AK6, IRZ. Then you can pencil me in, KD6VWS. And after me is Vaughn, K6ZTA, K6ZTA, Vaughn. Then next is N6WHK, Bill. N6WHK, Bill. Then we have Larry, KN6IYC, KN6YC, Larry. Then we have Paul, N6BZY, N6BZY, Paul. And then we have George, W8 Victor Golf, there in Tucson, W8VG, George. Then we have Jan, that's NJ1J, November, Juliet, 1, Juliet, he's in Arizona. And then after him is Kevin, WA6JKN, WA6JKN, Kevin. And then Jay, NY6L, NY6LJ. And John, WA6JUS, WA6JUS, John. And WA9JIB, Bob. WA9JIB, Bob. And last on the list, besides yourself, is W6YEC, George. W6YEC. list as I have it there, Steve. KM6SYD, KD6VWS.
Okay, Ron. Good copy on that. And is there? Golly, it's the I ate pizza, so I'm all choking and stuff now. Are there any other stations that want on the list for the net before I begin the net? If so, please call now.
Yeah, K6 Little Green Lunch. Thanks, Lauren, and hello, Steve. K6 LGL.
Okay, skip. Station on upper sideband. Please switch to AM, and I will put you on the list as well.
N6NYX.
All right. N6NYX. Anyone else?
WA7AMI.
I'm going to say what I thought I heard. WA7AMI, is that correct?
You are correct.
Okay, welcome. Welcome. Anyone else? Jan, I know who you are. We used to talk all the time, but I remembered your old call letters as soon as Ron said Jan, I wrote down your ones you have now, and I forgot your old call letters. Anyway, welcome, Jan. All right, let's get going with the net tonight. Welcome everyone to the Monday night West Coast AMI net, and the purpose of this net is to promote the preservation, restoration, and enjoyment of AM transmitters and all AM equipment, new and old, and transmitter, receiver, the AM mode of radio communication is what we're doing here. Anyone generating an AM signal is invited to check into the net tonight. Tonight, you don't have to be a member of anything to check into the net. If you'd like to become a member of AMI, AM International, you can become a member by going to aminternational.club. That's AM International, that's all one word, .club, C-L-U-B, and you pay the $5 and fill out the form, and you'll get a certificate, and you'll have your own AMI number and your own certificate of membership. So, might want to do that if you haven't done that already. Boy, I lost my place, and we'll pick it up here. I'll be your host tonight, KF6SYD, Steve in Long Beach, AMI 1708, and the transmitter is a CCA AM 1000D, and AKG microphone, inverted V at 70 feet. Let's see. Boy, I'm all out of order here. Yeah. Read the preamble for years, and now I can't do it tonight. When I call you, please give your name, location, AMI number if you have one, and tell us about your equipment or anything else you want to talk about for a minute or two. And if you have any items to sell, please tell us about those during your check-in, or anything you're looking for from the group, equipment-wise or whatever. Do it when it's your turn. We welcome that. Let me know if you'd like to be on the list for the round table that immediately follows the net tonight, and I will periodically check to see if there are any newcomers that want to get on the list for the net as we go through it. So let's take a minute to do the tune-up, and then we'll get things started.
NY6L Hesperia. NY6L. This is the overseas service of ARS. A 6 Little Green White Santa Monica by the Bay.
All of that was fun to listen to. Everybody, y'all blended your carriers in with each other quite nicely. Okay, let's get going here. And first up is Jeff, KK6IRZ. Jeff, big signal tonight. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. KF6SYD with the Monday night AMI. This is KK6IRZ, Jeff in Chino, California. And still a thriving metropolis waiting for a superhero. But we haven't heard any word yet, just to let you know. Today was a pretty good day, as Kevin mentioned earlier. Did a little bit, took the old homebrew rig, fired it up on 18.150, and did a little 17-meter AM today. That was fun, and it was also nice to stretch the legs on the transmitter to a new band. I don't think I've ever run this transmitter before on that band, other than, you know, the other day tuning it up, but the past couple days I think is the first time of actually putting this thing on the air on 17 meters, so that was fun. Yeah, that was fun. And it didn't do a bad job. So that was kind of the day. Did a few things around the ham shack, and also was in there on 40 meters for a little while. So there you go. It was a fruitful day, and we got some good rain. So the new shed is being tested a bit for rain integrity. And so far I've seen no drips or anything. It's very well constructed. I like it a lot. So now I'm still in the organizing mode and moving things and putting things in storage. So there you go. That's kind of what's been happening over here. My AMI number is 1809. I'm running the homebrew rig tonight, the single 5500 modulated by a pair of 813s, triode connected and running in the tune mode, very low power, QRP at about, 300 watts right at the moment. And that's going to a Johnson Matchbox, and then open wire line and an inverted V dipole. And I'm listening on a couple different receivers. I don't have anything to sell or trade right at the moment that I can think of anyway. But during all this reorganization, I'm sure there's going to be some items that are going to be put onto the block at some point, that's for sure. I don't think I'll be around for the round table, but I'm going to listen through as much as possible. So far, everybody's sounding pretty good. Easy copy on everybody I've heard so far. So I anxiously await to hear more of that. And Steve, yeah, a little bit of fumbling and bumbling tonight. I think you need to do a few less hits off the 811 rig before starting the net. And then you'll be okay, though. KF6SYD and the group, this is KK6IRZ.
All right, Jeff. Wow, great signal. And real good on 17 meter. I bet it's real touchy up there to adjust the loading and playing on that. And the drive, real touchy. But it does it. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a bunch of excuses, but no real reason for the fumbling and bumbling. No, none at all. Oh, and by the way, the weather here, it rained this morning, and then drizzle all afternoon, and now it's starting to rain again tonight. So we'll see what happens. That's what we've had so far. Not like the last storm that came through last week or whenever it was. It just never stopped raining the whole time. This is not the same kind of deal. So it'd be kind of nice not to have it rain continuously without stopping for 3 days straight. That was weird. Anyhow, all right, Jeff, sounding good. And Ron, over to you. Thanks for the list. And as always, thank you for that and keeping the frequency hopping. KD6VWS, it's your turn. KF6SYD.
Okay, thank you, Steve. KF6SYD, KD6VWS, Ron here in Joshua Tree, in the high desert, where no rain, just wind. With very few clouds, actually, even. So, tonight I'm on the DX100 and feeding it with a Turner Plus 3 microphone going into a stronger Carlson mixer preamp, all germanium transistors, made 1962, and then that's going into the DX100, which feeds a power chip, and that power chip feeds the pair of 811As and a ART14 modulation transformer, and 100 watts of carrier. So that's a lot of audio for a 100 watt transmitter, but hey, it's the one I got from Billy. Poor Billy, miss him. And and I was going to mention to George W8VG. Yeah, well, I'm glad you just had a problem with that connection on the speaker. But at least you're able to pedal yours when it's no power. I can't pedal mine. The bike's too heavy, and it's easier to just if I run out of battery. But took a nice road today out in the desert. We found some Fabers cement steps, and I put them in my on the back, in the boat crate, and I went to take off, and I was actually doing a wheelie. I had no weight on the front wheel, so I had to take one of them out and then scoot way forward to get traction on the front wheel to get the heck out of the middle of the desert out there. So, that was a trip. Anyway, receiving on the NC125 with the 2 multiplier, and that's going up to a Powerstar PM2000A watt meter, and say 2040 antenna tuner to the coax infed long wire about 25 feet, and the quarter wave counterpoise off the shield running on the ground. No on the swap and no on the round table, but I will on phone. So sounding good, Steve. The old CCA 1000D doing the job. So KF6SYD, KD6VWS, Joshua True.
Okay, Ron. KF6SYD. Yeah, I'll be thinking about the pavers on the back of the bike. You have to put a basket on the front. That way, next time, you just put some in the front. But you weren't set up. You didn't expect that to happen. But that's a neat story. And real good on germanium preamp. That's in the old stuff, isn't it? Okay. Next up, Vaughn, K6ZTA. Vaughn, it's yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, KD6. Let's see, KD6SYD. K6ZTA. Yeah, Steve, thank you. Boy, that was quite an act there on your e-bike with the doing wheelies with those pavers in the back. Yeah, like Steve said, you hadn't planned it that way. Yeah, need some carry more rocks in your pockets or something like that. Okay, handle here is Vaughn, Victor Oscar November, and we're located in Woodland Hills. My AMI number is 1757, and we're running a Viking 2 with 100 watts of carrier, and the receiver's an SX96. The output is an inverted V at 15 feet. The height of the tower. And we'll keep it short and we'll listen through. During the swap, no on the round table. Thanks, Steve. And also thanks, Ron, for taking the earlies. KD6SYD, K6ZTA.
All right, Vaughn. Great signal from Woodland Hills. And, I was going to tell you something. I started adjusting this. I got the little screwdriver and the flashlight and turned the little screw, and I can't remember what I was trying to tell you, Vaughn. It's gone now. But, no, I'm not going to remember. If I remember it, I'll say it. That might be in a few minutes. Yeah, okay, so why I went to, we went to Mesa Grande, the mountains, in San Diego, the place we have up there on Thursday. And Friday I cut wood all day and put it in the trailer and brought it home. And yesterday I unloaded it all, and because it had to, because it was going to get rained on if I didn't do it. So it's like big, logs, like they're 18 inches long, but they weigh 150 pounds because it's like big diameter, big tree laying on the ground that I was cutting up. So I guess I'm a little tuckered out from going in. I split a bunch of wood because I didn't have any. So I'm feeling excuse for fumbling around mentally tonight. I hope that's the reason, because then when I get rested up, my brain will start working again. Looking forward to that. Yes, I am. Phil, over to you, and you should be feeling better and stronger and everything all the time, every day. Phil, over to you. N6WHK, go ahead.
KL6SYD, N6WHK. Yeah, I am getting better and stronger, and I'm walking a little bit without my cane, but I still need it. I noticed that. The physical therapist came by today, and we done a lot of exercises. She brought a bicycle type thing here, which sit on the couch and you pedal, and she had me pedal as long as I could and as fast as I could, and she said I've done better than the last time. So my legs are building up. I still have a lot of pain in the left one, which they never figured out why. Great. But the kidneys are working now, and everything on that order is doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I'm happy about that. AMI number 1661. I'm happy with that. That's a good number. Replacement Johnson Energy Ranger. Cameron HQ110. L4B about 200 watts out. Johnson Matchbox just to keep it under control. And it's SWR and meter good. So there you go on that. I'm using a Heath Kit 102 SWR meter. Gotta keep everything kind of busy. I'm watching my painting on a scope, a 610 scope, and running about 290 feet of wire in kind of a diamond configuration, feeding it with window line, and it's looking pretty good. So I'm happy about that. Thank you, Ron, for taking me early. I always enjoy getting a little bit of pre-net talking in. And with that, back there, KF6 SYD. Just putting a beautiful signal down into San Diego. And 6 WHK.
All right, thanks, Phil. You're putting out a decent signal into Long Beach. I'm not using the computer, and it's a little fadey tonight. It's not really the best of conditions for us, but it's working out fine. Real good on and off with the cane. I think last time I was under the impression you were using a walker, which I know you were, but I didn't know you had made that much progress. So you'll get all the way back real good on doing better with the pedal today, and I hope the pain goes away, Phil. Straight ahead. All right, next up is Larry, KN6 with the big power station now, KN6 IYC, KF6SYD.
All right, KF6SYD and a group of AMIers here this evening, KN6IYC, in the little city of Crest, California, and the Granite Hills above El Cajon. Little adjustment there. Yeah, Steve, you've got the big power. Your station is absolutely fabulous, and just hanging on for dear life down here in San Diego, that's for sure. Anyway, HF, I sit down to the shack for a little bit, spun the dial on upper sideband on 10 meters, made a contact in Jamaica, and I thought I'd talked to Jamaica before, but I had not, so when I put it in the logbook, that was pretty good. It became my 80th entry in my logbook so far. So, yeah, just kind of plugging along at a snail's pace, logging my contacts in. Anyway, AMI number here is 1815. I'm listening on the HQ170 with a matching Chevrolet S200 speaker, and speaking into my D104 microphone that's amplified, slightly modified, and that signal's going right into the front of the Johnson Viking Ranger. And that's monitored with a few twists and turns here and there, keep it on frequency by the Model FM30 frequency monitor. But from there, the signal goes over to the mighty Concert GSP 101 linear amplifier, and looks like I'm doing about 165 watts of carrier with that, and that's signal's going with no tuner out and up to my inverted gate about 25 feet with 59-foot 3 inches of wire on each side, which brought that thing into just a wonderful SWR in this frequency. So no on the swap, no on the round table. Ron, thanks for getting me on the list. It's good to hear everybody today on the net. Gosh, I guess that's it from here. KF6SYD, I'll send it back. Thanks for running the net. KF6, otherwise.
Okay, Larry. Yeah, you've got enough signal now. I can stay on the scope and see how much modulation you have and all that. So, big improvement with the amplifier, which I believe you're running. Congratulations on contact with Jamaica. Well, you've talked to a lot of places. I haven't hardly done any. So, very, very good. Okay, next up, in 6BZY. Paul, how you doing tonight?
KF6SYD and 6BZY. And just Finder and the Frogs here. Anyway, sitting here waiting for the rain. Probably be tomorrow morning. Depending on how accurate the prognosticators are. Anyway, AMI number is 270. And, Endless Fall, QTH Lemon Grove, just east of San Diego. And we are running the usual stuff here. Super Senior 8040 model with a D104 microphone, and we're on about 325 watts of carrier. Couple of different power meters on here, a CM901 and a YS2000, and both read about the same. And running all that through a Dentron Super Tuner into an inverted V at 35 feet, and we're listening on the National NC300. One of my favorite receivers with superb audio. Anyway, as far as the stock, I have a watt, but I'm not sure that anybody has one, but if anyone has a Hewlett Packard 8640B in their group of no longer wanted equipment, I would like to pick one up for my workstation in the garage. Anyway, it's a piece of test equipment. It's a signal generator. Hewlett Packard 8640B. I have a bunch of parts and need be. And nothing for the round table here. I'm gonna call it an evening here. Anyway, good signals. Everybody looks super duper on the scope here. So everybody have a good evening. AF6SYD and 6BZ and a Lavish Y. Listening out.
Run back across the room. All right, Paul. Good luck finding the. Does anyone have a Hewlett Packard 8640B signal generator? Paul left it from you. They're not using it anymore. So, and 6BZY is good on QRZ. Thanks, Paul. Big signal. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And let's put out a call and see if there's are there any stations wanting to get on the list for the net tonight before I continue with the net? Please call now.
Whiskey 7 Tango Mike Delta.
Okay, I've tuned this receiver over so I can hear you. Please say that again.
Whiskey 7 Tango Mike Delta, over.
Wrote it down before I forgot it. W7TMD, I have you down, and it'll be a few minutes before we get to you. Welcome. Any other stations wanting to put their name in, please call now.
W6 DRZ, Whiskey 6 Delta, Romeo Zulu.
Craig, good to hear you. And why don't I move you up a little bit from? I'm sure no one will mind. I'll put you after George is next, and then I'll get you, Craig. So I don't want to make you sit there. And honored to have you on Monday night. So hold on, Craig. It'll just be a minute. Let's keep going with the list. W8 Victor Golf. George, go ahead and take your turn.
All right. Thanks so much, Steve. KF6SYD in the net. W8 Victor Golf. George, out here in Oro Valley, Arizona, about 10 miles north of Tucson, the old Pueblo. And I'm hearing everybody great tonight. I started out with the R390 in the 4KC position. And like you, Steve, I was up there about 72. But it seems like my Southern Moss and everything else is going away, so I'm back in the 8KC and hearing everybody. Some great signals tonight here over into Arizona. Hello to my neighbor up to the north, Jan. Ron, I mistakenly told you Jam was in Mesa. That's where he lives normally, but I think he's up in Heber, up in his place there in the mountains, up in Hebergard. Hello to Jan. And Jan, we still get on 75 in the mornings, but I've been getting in there a little bit later, around 8 o'clock. Sometimes we'll go a little bit later and we catch the guys up there in Phoenix, like Bob NA7RH and Dick KDL and that kind of thing. Anyways, what else? Ron, yeah, I had to pedal that e-bike all the way back, and doggone it, was one little connector had worked loose there in the electrical line. If I would have known that, I could have gotten off the bike and connected that up, and I wouldn't have had to pedal all the way home. I think I was about 10-15 miles out, so I got a good workout today. I thought it was maybe the fuse popped in the battery, but it wasn't. It was just that little connector. It took me a while to find it. Anyways, hello to Bob JIB. Congrats, Bob, on the, earlier than expected retirement, but it's still probably going to be a good thing. I've been retired for 9 years now, not missing it. Staying plenty busy, doing a lot of stuff I like to do. And I hope to see you on Friday. I will call sometime in the morning before I work something out with you. But I'm going to be up in La Cañada for a couple of days, visiting our friend Jennifer. Let's see, what else, Steve? I got to look at my list here. Due to equipment, I'm running a homebrew pair of 813s modulated by a pair, and usual stuff. The antenna's an inverted V fed with ladder line down here to a homebrew link tuner and listening on an R390. Pulling audio off the diode load in the back and running it into a speaker system here with a couple of wide range drivers and a hi-fi amp, and everybody is sounding great. AMI number is 1814. Nothing to buy, sell, swap, or trade. I got enough junk here, but I got to work on some of it a little more. And not going to hang around for the round table. I'll probably listen to the end of the net, Steve. Thanks so much for running it tonight, and Ron, thanks so much for picking up the earlies. Anyways, back to you, Steve. Here she comes, Long Beach. KF6SYD, W8 Victor Golf.
Okay, George, beautiful transmission into Long Beach, and sorry about having to pedal 15 miles by. You have to bring a little pouch tools with you, meter and all that kind of stuff next time. Anyway, it was a good workout, like you said. All right, let's pick up Craig. Craig, welcome to Monday night. Good to have you here to be with us. W6DRZ. Craig, go ahead.
KF6SYD and the San Diego AMI group. This is Craig, W6DRZ, Palomar Park Radio. Well, I was listening to 3870 earlier today, Steve, and it was so full of static crashes that I couldn't hear a thing. It's just, S9 plus 20 static crashes out of KFS. So I almost gave up, but I came in here about 10 minutes ago, and the band is quiet. There's no interference from the east, and signals are strong, so I thought I'd join in and say hello to you San Diegoans. My AMI number, I think, is 1714. I'm running the Super Senior, about 250 watts or so carrier to center fed dipole, and the usual broadcast audio chain. My medical situation has improved recently, and I'm happy to report that I'll hopefully be a little more active on AM than I have been in the last 6 months or so. So you should be hearing quite a bit from me. By the way, Steve, you have a super signal in here tonight, almost like you always do. Hang on. Okay, my voice is running out, so I'm going to cut this transmission short, although I'd love to carry on here and let you carry on with the net. Thanks for carrying on with the net, and we'll maybe catch you next Monday night if visions are good. KF6 SYD and San Diego AMI W6 DRZ will be listening.
All right, Craig. Thanks for coming and saying hi. We don't hear you too often on Monday night, and it's a real treat. And we're always using your SDR. I've got it on now for people I can't hear with the NC300, and it's just dependable. And I bet it was a little alarming to hear all those static crashes. You had to wonder, is it okay? And it is. It's working great. So yeah, there's no problem with that at all. I did hear static crashes a little before 4.7. No, I was up here at 5:30 adjusting everything, and it was like crazy static crashes on KFS. So I heard it too, but everything's good. See you on Wednesday if you want to check in. Glad your health is doing better, and looking forward to hearing you more often on AM. Good night, Craig. All right, let's get Jan. And I do remember your old call letters, Jan, but we'll use the new ones. NJ Wednesday, Jan, how are you doing tonight? KF6SYD calling. Ooh, that's, oh well, Jan's not here. Jan, are you out there?
Yeah, he's trying to
Shucks. Okay, Kevin, at long last, it's your turn. WA6JKN. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, you were doubling with somebody there for a little bit. Who was the double?
Yeah, Jan is transmitting, guys. I don't think you can hear him.
All right.
Thanks, Kevin. Okay, Jan. Oh, I couldn't hear you at all. And they let me know I was doubling with you. And I was able to get you on northern Utah, but it's way out there. And what, you're on 3867 and a half frequency-wise. But it all worked out. I heard the last after your transmission. Sure, it's good to hear you again. Hope things are going well with you. Don't be a stranger to AM. I miss the chats we used to have. So, yeah, Jan, very good to hear from you. Thanks, Kevin, for letting me know what was going on. And now, Kevin, over to you. WA6JKN KF6SYD.
Okay, Steve, very good. Yeah, I heard Jan. I immediately switched over to northern Utah and copied them just fine. Oh, okay, wait, I've got to turn the power down. Oh, radio, there we go. So, Jan, good to hear you in there, by golly. Signal's not that strong, but Q5 on northern Utah. So I'm glad I was able to switch over, and it's just one of those things that it all started with Craig's WebSDR, and it was a game changer. And then now it's exploded, and there's WebSDRs all over the place. And I use them especially for comparing signals and so on and so forth over and across the pond during DX. Okay, this is Kevin, WA6 Jacks Kings 9s in Gilroy, California. Gilroy is about 75 miles south of San Francisco. Gilroy is also known as the garlic capital of the world, and they are talking about bringing that garlic festival back. I'm looking forward to it. And let's see, Jeff mentioned 17 meters AM on 18.150. That apparently is what we discovered today. That's the AM, if you're looking for AM activity on 17 meters, that's where you go. I wouldn't necessarily call it a calling frequency. It's not part of the ARRL band plan as a calling frequency, but it is listed on the amplitude modulation page of the ARRL as a place for folks to look for AM activity. So that's where we went. It was wide open, and we really had a great time for about an hour or so talking AM. Now, I wanted to mention 17 meters because I've used it many, many times on AM. And you don't need to run the big power. Turn your broadcast station off, your transmitter off. You don't need it. If you got a Johnson Viking or a Valiant or something around 75 watts to actually even 40 watts. If you have a rice box that puts out 25 watts on 17 meters, that's all you need. And you're going to get S9 20, 30 over S9 reports. And don't be surprised that somebody across the pond gives you a call. And he's not even going to know that you're on AM. He's just figuring someone's tuning up or something. But they'll give you a call, and you tell them that you're on AM, and then next thing you know, they switch over to AM because they have it on their radio too. And then you're working 40 watts, 25 to 40 watts across the pond on 17 meters. It's a lot of fun. Okay, enough of that. So I really enjoyed working Jeff on 17 years, saying, how is that even possible? Because he's in Southern California, I'm in Northern California. We can see our signals on the spectrum scope, but what we did is we fired up the WebSDR in Utah, and we used that as our receiver. So we both had the same receiver when we were playing around and checking out how it works and so on and so forth. I was kind of introducing Jeff to that, and boy, I'll tell you what, Jeff's transmitter is a big station there on 17 meters. It's pretty impressive. All right. Well, let's see. Nothing else to really report here. I just want to say it's good to hear Craig on here, and the good news that your health is turned around. It's improving. That's really important to all of us to know that you're doing well there, Craig. So our prayers are answered for sure. So keep going, by golly. And somebody was talking about e-bikes and putting bricks in the back and doing wheelies and all that. Well, I'll tell you what, I was using what's called the H shoes. That's hotel shoes. Walking human-powered tennis shoes. So our tennis shoes are run by human power. As with getting one leg in front of the other and repeating the process literally hundreds, if not thousands of times. So we really enjoyed that because it's a walk in the country. It's absolutely gorgeous up in this area around Uvis Creek and stuff. All right, back to you, Steve. Thanks for running the net. Thanks for everybody involved in the earlies. I think that was primarily Ron. KF6SYD, WA6JKN.
All right, Kevin. Yeah, real good on the 17 meters and the low power AM long distance communication. That sounds fun. And Healy's, yeah, Valerie had those, and grandson's rower. He's going through the grocery store today on Healy, but I never did try that. I've fallen, break my leg or something. Real good for you guys. That's real good for you guys to do. Hats off to you. All right. NY6L, the mighty station from Hesperia. Jay, how are you doing tonight? KF6SYD calling.
Good evening. Good evening to you there, Steve, and everybody on the net. NY6L, Jay here in Hesperia, where it's 47 degrees and it's going to even get colder tonight. And, well, we're hunkered down. And glad I got my dipole back up. I'm on KB6KMU, spend the weekend up here and help me out. It was a big, tremendous help and got everything secured real well and straightened out the push-up and everything looks fine. So we're just going to hang out at the house here and do our work and fix things and wind some more toroids and get that done and do some more drilling. So I got things to do. Anyway, back there to you. Oh yeah, AMI number 1548. We're running the 80-40 meters super senior here. D104 microphone with the K7DYY audio processor board, and of course that, and then of course the receive is the NC303 to get those wonderful signals to a two-way hi-fi speaker, and all that's going through a Palstar 18 tuner, which so far is holding its own and keeping things one-to-one match for the transmitter. And that's going to an off-center fit Palomar Engineers antenna, which covers 80 through 6 meters, and it's a great antenna. Nothing to buy Solar Swamp. I'll be listening, but I will not be on the round table unless something pops up that I got stuff to do here, so I'll be listening in the background. TF6SYD, NY6LJ here in Hesperia, and I guess I'm the next king of the hill up here.
Yeah, you certainly are. Okay. Real good on everything. The cold, and your antenna's working great. And I got reflective. Why raining? Huh? Okay, we'll turn this knob. Oh, that's better. Real good on the work, and he had the NC303. I had it up here one night. George gave it to me to give to you, and I brought it up here and used it. And I almost stole the crystal calibrator out of it. So I was like, Jay won't notice it. It's in there. I'm going to take this because it worked in the 300, but I left it in. Glad it still works for you, and it's a great receiver. Okay, next up, John, WA6JUS. John, it's yours. Go ahead.
Thank you, Steve. KF6SYD, WA6JUS. I'm going to keep this short because I got to lay down. I worked hard all day. So I wanted to stay up to be good for this. And so I'll just I'll try to be into the mat and try to get up and a little bit down the walk. Back to you, Steve. WA6JUS.
Okay, John. Yeah, I know you really do it all every day, and yeah, I know it's very rewarding, very satisfying. Appreciate it, all the stuff that you do, and it would tend to wear you out. But thanks for saying hi. Look forward to hearing you later on. and now it's to WA9JIB land in La Cañada. Bob, how you doing tonight? WA9JIB KF6SYD.
KF6SYD in the group, WA9JIB. Bob here in La Cañada, doing pretty good. A little bit chilly here today, but that's okay. A little drizzle most of the day. Hopefully it'll clear up later in the week. Looking forward to a visit from George, WA6 on Friday. I'm just going through all this stuff I brought home from the office. Hewlett Packard 32S calculator, which I think doesn't work. Texas Instruments TI-30XA, which I found the receipt for from April of 2002. It's going to be $11 or $12 for that. So, the kind of calculators that cost $300 or $400 back in the late 70s now. You get at the 99-cent store. Well, they're not 99 cents, maybe they're $2.99. Mostly all the same functions. But it's just weird going through all this stuff. It was in the back of a drawer in my office, so I don't think either of these work. Probably can't get batteries for them anymore. But it's still a bit of a trip down memory lane. So, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Steve. Anyway, D104 mic. Oh, man, this is great now. A lot of QR Marriott stars looking great now. D104 Johnson Viking Valiant antenna inverted V dipole hanging off the 35-foot mast. Hammerland HQ129 X-ray is the receiver, and yeah, everybody's coming in real good. So I know I remember Jan, but I know that somewhere in the recesses of my mind are his call, but I can't pull it out either. So I know MI number. Can't wait to hear from that station. WA7 AMI. And let's see, no buy-sell swap, and I got a little music practice to do. My new career. So negative on the round table for tonight, unless I change my mind. In which case I would check back in. But I got to learn a song for a practice we're having tomorrow. So anyway, that's the story here from La Cañada. And if you don't wash away, we'll see George here on Friday. KF6SYD, WA9JIB.
All right, Bob. Yeah, it's amazing what you run into in the back of the drawers, other places too. Yeah, I've still got my old HP 35 and HP 67. I don't know if that reader still works on it for the little cards you run through it. It's those in electronics school in college, programmable. 3x3 simultaneous equations. I was just able to fit it in there, and the guys with the TI calculators, they couldn't fit it into there. They didn't have enough memory slots to do a 3x3 simultaneous equation. What else was I going to say cute to you? I can't remember. Oh, KA7ISV. Yeah, I remember that from Jan. So there you go. It came back. Okay. Yeah. Oh, the new career, that reminds me, we had Chinese food before I knew anything was going to happen. Fortune cookie, opened it, it said, "You are about to embark on an exciting new career." And I thought, I don't want an exciting new career. I like the one I have. And it wasn't long after that I was out of business. So I don't read fortune cookies. I've never read another one since. They're true, and it's not good news. Well, I just had to share. Okay. Good evening, Bob. Next up, George, W6YEC. Over to you, George.
Okay, Steve. Very good. Thank you. Nice net. Good attendance here tonight. It's awesome. And anyway, thanks for taking things and handling it so professional. Everybody sounded great. Jan, sure good to hear you. Wow. It has been a while. We've got a number of stations in there that haven't been on for a while. And Craig, sure was good to hear you on there on this Monday night net. And yep, everybody's appreciative of the SDR. I don't use it too much. I've got a pretty good antenna. Most of the time I hear everybody. Every once in a while it can really be save the day. That's for sure. No getting around it. All right. Well, we're just down here in the shack tonight, running the normal setup, the Viking Ranger 2, driving a Sugar Baker 220 for about 350 watts of power, and listening on a Hammerlin HQ110 Alpha. Everybody sounds good, beautiful, with our Fiscal 66 amplifier that was on the output of the HQ110 going to one of those real nice allopacic speakers that had a metal grill on the front. A really nice looking speaker. I think it's a PM23 or something like that. I haven't looked it up for a long time, so that's what I think it is. Anyway, and AKG microphone going through a Behringer to equalize the audio. And I was fooling around here antenna system. Right now, because I'm not using the set in the way I used to, I'm kind of limited. And I've got my 300 ICOM hooked up to the 30L1 amplifier. And I don't know what I was thinking. I got on here tonight, Abe and Ron. I'm thinking it was Tuesday or something. And it was going to be the vintage net, not the AMI. So I was getting ready to get my TS520 hooked up. And I used the 30L1 with the TS520. But I don't have it switched in. I have to change some coax around. So, and then it hit me. How come I'm not hearing you guys? I'm hearing anybody. I realized it's Monday night, no wonder. So, I turned this setup on and, got checked in and I've been fooling around with the disconnect on the antenna cable for the 30L1 so that when I leave here tonight, the 7300 is all set to go. I've been using the 30L1 with the 7300 on 75 meters. So it gives me a little bit more power, and that's worked out quite nicely. Anyway, on and on we go. So let me turn it over to Skip, see what's going on in Santa Monica. Did you get rain before we've gotten it, Skip? I think our rain is coming about 10 o'clock tonight. So I was just wondering how you're doing, so I can get prepared. K6, I'll give it back to you. Sorry, I was going to just pass it down to Skip. KF6SYD, W6YET.
Oh, George, I feel bad. I'm glad I'm not the only one doing that kind of stuff. Coming up here thinking it's a different night. Oh, I feel better. Now, great signal, George. I have a noise level that keeps me from listening to a lot of stations here that I would normally, you'd think I'd just be able to tune them in without KFS. I use KFS because it's all like, and it's pretty high, and I don't know what it's coming from, or probably nothing I ever do about it. So, but for your signal, George, no computer needed. Okay, my friend, straight ahead. You're doing good. And I'm glad you're all tuned up for tomorrow night. That's an added benefit, isn't it? Okay. Next up, Skip. K6LGL, KF6SYD.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. KF6SYD. Monday edition to 6 little green lights. Talking to everybody. Had a little problem going on with Jamie there. Had some difficulty. Yeah. Everybody has antenna problems on so you get to this part of California there very well. That's kind of right. It's been raining here the last several hours. And we were invited to dinner at my sister's place outside. And I got a little rained on. And in order for the person doing the job has to take on fix those antennas and the VHF antenna to the model. That's a little bit of an effort. You get exposed to some areas. It's not bad. Alrighty. Now the Globe King is coming along and runs some tests. I have full modulation capability. Modulator is working. I have excitation. But I have no output, so still has to check the power amplifier, possibly takes a high voltage supply there. Also, to convert to 500, I don't like switching 115 volts on a handheld microphone or the D104. I don't like trying to hold it particularly to voltage live in my mic. I prefer anywhere 6, 12, or 25 volts. I do a lot of switching at 24, 25 volts DC. That way, you have a wider range of pickup on the relay. I probably have to make a switch to that before I fire that up. So it's coming around. It's the person to Jeff on the Saturday phone that all of a sudden he dropped out. I expect he'll have to go and get some wife stuff. But I'm glad I heard you on the air and everything's okay. But all those things do happen. So with Greg Ohio, and there's also a couple other stations I haven't heard full. And so welcome aboard. And thanks for doing the net, Steve, as usual, and also Ron for doing the others. I appreciate the help, sir. So I'm still a little bit away having my Globe King on. Thanks for doing it. Stay warm, stay dry, everybody. King 6 Little Green Lights.
All right, Skip. Yeah, I'm glad you're making progress on the Globe King. Looking forward to that. And yeah, I missed Saturday night. We were driving back from the mountain with the trailer full of wood, so I was not here to check in. Came a little bit later. Okay, Skip. See you on Wednesday. Next is up is N6NYX. Greg, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. KF6SYD and 6NYX. This is Greg. I'm in La Mesa, California, right next to Phil, and just a little bit north of Paul and George. Yeah, 1661 is a good number for Phil's AMI. Mine's 1761. My birthday is 1961. On the 21st, I turned 63. So, yeah, it wouldn't have really mattered with 63 years ago. This one's just another day that what I get, unless I want to be reminded of it. Anyway, the equipment here, MC43S Kenwood microphone into a TS890. About 20 watts of drive into the Ten-Tech 422 Centurion. That's putting out about 300 watts carrier into the Ten-Tech 238 tuner, and about 35 feet worth of homebrew open wire line to a 272 volt horizontally polarized loop that's feed points on top of a sewer vent extension, and that goes up and down and around the property, so I call it the W Smelly loop. Once I get the trees trimmed, I'll put it up in the air a little more, but it seems to work great tonight. I'm not using the Web SDR. I don't have any for sale or wanted items, and I don't think I'm going to hang around for the round table. I'm not sure that there is one just yet. It's always great to hear all the signals on AM this evening. I'm surprised that wasn't on to begin with. That you had to remind me, Steve, to push the right buttons. You got to be smarter than your radio. KF6SYD and 6NYX.
All right, Greg. Oh, you're big. You've got an excellent location. Huge signal into Long Beach without a computer. And yeah, 100 switches and buttons, and got to have them all set in the right place, or it doesn't work. So you've got them all set right. Good to hear from you tonight. And next up is W7AMI. I know it's been a while since you put your name in. Hope you're still out there. Rod or Rodney, I don't know what you go by, but you can tell us. W7AMI KF6SYD calling. I was listening real carefully on both SDRs. I do not hear W7AMI. W7AMI, are you out there?
Steve, comment about WA7AMI.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't hear him. I want to make sure he's not transmitting.
Yeah, WA7AMI, I'm pretty sure isn't transmitting.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that when I worked him here a month or so ago, he received the call as a novice AMI back in 1960. So he found out many years later that AMI has a whole new meaning today. So yeah, it was kind of special. I invited him to come to this net, so sorry he's not there.
I don't know. I guess when it's someone I know we haven't talked to ever before, I should kind of, like I did with Craig, but I didn't do it. That would have been the right thing. Next time, Kevin. We missed him, and I could have done something to keep that from happening. As the next call. Thank you, Kevin. W7TMD. Tom, are you out there? KF6SYD calling.
Yes, KF6SYD. This is W7TMD. And great net this evening. I can hear everybody on my own wire pretty good. Name here is Tom, Tango Oscar Mike, and I'm in northern Idaho. And my AMI number is 1781. Using a Helicopters BC610 this evening. And the BC614 E speech amplifier. I get a little bit of feedback through the tubes here, so sorry about the feedback if anybody else is hearing that. Receiving on the 75A2 Collins this evening, using a flat top dipole for 80 meters at about 70 feet or so. But let's see here, the weather over here is 35 degrees and raining in northern Idaho, so hopefully a few of you guys could hear this little station up here. Back over to you, Steve. KF6SYD, W7TMD.
All right, Tom. I can't hear you locally in the big city here. I live in an urban area, and there's quite a bit of noise on the receiver. But on the KFS Web SDR receiver in the San Francisco Bay Area, I hear you just fine. And thank you so much for checking in tonight from northern Idaho. You've got a wonderful sounding rig, and I do hear a little sometimes because you're close to the transmitter, and it does get back into the microphone, but it's no big deal. It's not objectionable at all. So thank you so much for being here. And all right, let's put out a call and see if there's anyone else out there wanting to check in to the net tonight before we close the net? If so, please call now. KF6SYD listening.
George 56SYD, NA7RH.
Of course, Bob, you must be here to make the net complete. NA7RH, Bob, go ahead and take a transmission.
Okay, Bill, good Steve. KF6SYD in the net, NA7RH. Just popping in to say hello, and don't have a whole lot to offer this evening, but still the usual 6 DQ5 sweet tube special with an 8236 substituted in the final there, and modulated by 41620 parallel push pull. The old sweet tube special from the ARRL handbook, 1961 through 64. Anyway, not much to talk about tonight. Just trying to get my place in order and not spending a whole lot of time on the air, but certainly not missing any AM opportunities, that's for sure. So, very nice net. Conditions are hardly, and great to hear. Back to you, Steve. KF6SYD, NA7RH.
Okay, Bob, I can hear you on the NC300, but I missed a little bit, so I went to the computer to hear you a little bit better. But good to have you here with us, and yeah, I'm glad you don't miss any AM opportunities. It's always a treat. Okay, we got Bob in, and is there anyone else that wants to get in before I close the net? Please call now.
And 7SLN Corvallis.
Now, I had a glitch, and I didn't. Please call again. I didn't get that.
November 7, Sierra Lima, November, Corvallis.
N7NSN. Yeah, go ahead and take a transmission, and welcome to the San Diego AMI net. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is November 7, Sierra Lima, November. November 7, Sierra Lima, November. The name is Keith, Kilo Echo India Tango Hotel. Keith in Corvallis, Oregon. Corvallis, Oregon. Yeah, I'm running a Collins 32V1 here with a 7501 pair with it, and do a doublet antenna, and signals aren't great, but I was hoping to be able to check in anyway. I guess I should send it back and say how copy. This is N7SLN.
N7SLN, I'm sorry I got your call letters wrong. I can hear you just fine. My brain just doesn't write things down too good tonight. But I hear you fine on the web SDR receiver. I can't hear you here in Long Beach. I've got quite a noise level living in an urban area. But your transmitter sounds quite nice tonight. And good to have you with us, Keith. And excellent sounding signal. And wondering how much, what was I wanting to ask you? It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's gone. Anyhow, good to have you with us here on AM, and please join us again sometime. We're on Monday and Wednesday nights. Monday night at 7 p.m. and Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. So very good. Is there anyone else that wants to get into the net before I close it? Please call now.
K6SYW.
Okay, our K6 station. Please give you a call again. K6SYW. Go ahead and make a transmission for the Monday AMI net.
I just happened to be turning to BMO and I saw your signal was pulling over. Perked my ears up and okay, so it's the AM net. I've listened in the past, never checked in, so this would be my official first check-in. The name is Perry, Papa Echo Radio Yankee, and I am in Cerritos. Over.
Good to hear you, Perry. In Cerritos, welcome to AM, and welcome to the AMI net. And we meet Monday and Wednesday night, as I was telling the other station. And I was using the computer. There's a receiver in San Francisco area, and I could kind of hear you there. And then I looked up at the scope, and there was this huge signal, this giant signal on my scope. So I turned up the MT300, and there you were. You're in Cerritos. I'm in North Long Beach, 91 Freeway and like Downey Avenue, that kind of area. So we don't even need good band conditions to talk to each other, but your signal is making it up to San Francisco. And tell us what equipment you're running and how much power in your antenna and all that. Go ahead, Perry.
Okay. I'm running a ICOM IC 7610 Valstar AT2K tuner. Excuse me for the scanner. The Mercury 3 solid-state amplifier, running about 600 watts into a offset dipole that's up about 50 feet. I'm in an apartment and my antenna is hanging off the balcony, strung between two buildings. Over. Oh, and by the way, I'm off of Artesia and Studebaker.
All right, very good, Perry. Yeah, the first station I've ever heard in an apartment, and you've been able to rig up an antenna that works very, very well all the way up to San Francisco on AM. Beautiful sounding audio on your 7610. I wish I had one of those. I only got old stuff around here. And it's really neat. Thanks for joining us tonight on the AM net. And welcome to AM. It's a nice group. We get together a couple of times a week and have a little picnic once a year. All right, Perry, very good. Thanks for saying hi. Looking forward to hearing you again, maybe on Wednesday. It'd be cool for you to check in again to the net. All right. Let's put out a call and see if there's any other station. Are there any other stations that want to check in to the AM net before I close it? Please call now. All right, I saw it on the waterfall, but I have all of these SDRs muted because Perry. So let's unmute these things and we'll listen again. Station trying to check in. Please try again. Oh boy, that was tough. The best I could make out was W6WL. But I don't probably think that really your call is. Your signal's so light, I'm having trouble copying. Are there any relays on the station?
Yeah, WNL there, Steve.
Mike Lima. He's in Palmdale. His name is Mark. This is Bob JID.
Yeah, and I have two SDRs on, so I couldn't hear you guys telling me who it was. Bob, WA9JIB, please say that again.
His call is Whiskey 6, Whiskey Mike Lima. He's in Palmdale, and his name, I believe, is Mark. Go ahead.
Okay, Whiskey 6, Whiskey Mike Lima, in Palmdale. go ahead and take a transmission for the net tonight on AM KF6SYD listening. Yeah, got you fairly good. I have to get you on the computer, but I can hear you. It's not Q5 at my end. The station in La Cañada is hearing you maybe a little bit better. But go ahead and make a transmission. Tell us about your equipment and things like that. Go ahead.
I'm using a IC718 with a NSK 9622, and I talked to this AM net last week. So how's everyone doing tonight?
We're doing very well tonight. We've had a lot of folks check in that we haven't heard, or I haven't heard before, so welcome back. Thanks for checking in the other night. I missed you somehow. I wasn't, running the net, so somehow I missed hearing you, but very good to have you here with us. And signal's a little bit light, but it sounds really good on your IC718. I couldn't read my own writing. So very good. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking in. And let's put out a call and see if there's anyone else that wants to check in before we close the net. KF6SYD calling.
KM6IQG.
KM6ICG. Welcome. And go ahead and tell us about yourself, KF6SYD listening. Well, I think we doubled. KM6ICG, go ahead and tell us about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Greg. I'm out of Templeton, California. I'm located right in between Los Angeles and San Francisco in San Luis Obispo County, and about 15 miles inland from Morro Bay.
All right. Yeah, there used to be a Paso Robles. I used to have a friend there I'd go see, so I'm familiar. Did a lot of fishing in Morro Bay with him, so the sun never shines in Morro Bay. But good to hear you, and tell us about your equipment. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, lots of fishing in Morro Bay, and Paso Robles is right up the street from me. I'm actually a stone's throw out of a Tascadero. I could throw a rock across the river and hit it, but the U.S. Postmaster says I live in Templeton, so who am I to argue? Anyway, my equipment is a Yaesu FDX 3000, and that goes into a Ameritron ALS 1306, and that goes through a Palstar AT4K, and all that goes up to my tower, which is 60 foot. I have twin dipoles up there, one orientated north and south, and one east and west, and that's what I'm transmitting on right now.
All right, Greg. Well, sounds good here in Long Beach. I've got a noise level, so I'm using the computer to listen to. I can see on the scope, though, a fairly decent signal from up by Paso Robles. And nice area up there. Yeah, that's really nice. All right, very good. Yaesu sounds good on AM. Sounds really good. And please continue checking in with us. We're always looking for new people to join the net every week. So thanks for being here, and welcome. All right, are there any other stations wanting to check in to the AMI net? Please call now. Okay, nothing heard. Well, wasn't that a treat? So nice meeting the new folks, or new to me at least. And what a treat. So maybe we can have everyone return for the net on Wednesday, or at least next Monday. That'd be cool. Good evening, everyone. It's been a whole lot of fun, and nice net tonight. You all have a good evening. 7-3, and I'm officially closing the AMI net Monday night tonight. Good night, everyone. KF6SYD.